What's going on, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with an unboxing that I am really excited about ever since I saw this guy unveiled at Mobile World Congress. This is the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. Just like the Galaxy S6 with a few new tweaks. If you didn't get a chance to check out our Galaxy S6 unboxing, we'll link that down below. So the box here is completely redone for Samsung. Gone are the previous generation wood boxes that we used to see. You now have got a more sleek design with a new font on top, so Adios Wood. We've got the T-Mobile version here in 32GB configuration. It's going to be available for every major carrier and most minor carriers as well in 32, 64, 128GB sizes. Go ahead and slide that off. I've not yet seen one of these guys in person, so I'm very curious what this is going to look like. We can experience it together. We've got the white version. The Edge is also available in black, gold, green, or white, although they've got fancier names than that, but those are the colors that they are. Well, that feels very interesting. Really almost sharp edges, not much to hold on to. Push it off the side for a real quick second, see what else we're going to have inside of the box. We've got looks like we've got some booklets and getting started guide and some welcome to T-Mobile information. Push all that off. We've got micro USB with a standard USB. We don't have a USB 3.0 on there anymore. A SIM removal tool, which I just threw. We've got your standard wall adapter, which is going to enable adaptive fast charging. And we've got a pair of headphones with different size ear gels and also noise canceling mic and volume control. But accessories and booklets are definitely not while you are here. Let's take a look at the Edge together. I'll power it on, I'll run through the specs and everything about it. Let's start with what we got going on the sides. You've got a volume rocker up and down on the left. On the right hand side, power and lock button. On the Galaxy S6, this is where you have your SIM. Obviously there's not much room here on the Edge, so that's been moved to the top. You got some IR sensor, noise canceling mic. You can see the antenna bands on the bottom. That probably looks very familiar to you if you're a phone fan. You got a 3.5mm headset jack, micro USB port, noise canceling mic, and speaker that's now on the bottom, which should sound better than speakers that are rear facing. Coated front and back in Gorilla Glass 4. And speaking of the back, we don't have any T-Mobile branding here at all, but you do have Galaxy S6 Edge branding. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy set up and we'll finish the rest of the tour. You are looking at a almost identically spec'd phone as Galaxy S6 with a few exceptions. It's a 5.1-inch screen, and that's from corner all the way down to corner on both of the edges. This time around, it's a Quad HD Super AMOLED. It's got a resolution of 2560 by 1440, meaning it has a 577 ppi, which is a really high resolution. Underneath this camera hump right there, and it's a very pronounced camera hump, is a 16 megapixel sensor that can be activated in 0.7 seconds. It's got auto real-time HDR. One of the features Samsung's touting is a double tap of the home button. Go ahead and pull up that camera. The front is a 5 megapixel sensor that has a 120-degree wide-angle lens, so you can get all your friends in that selfie shot. It's the first time we've seen the Exynos series processor make its way to US phones. It's an octa-core processor. It actually has 2 quad cores, one at 2.1 and one at 1.5, and of course it's 64-bit. 3 gigs of RAM in here, available storage of 32, 64, or 128. You're not going to find any micro SD card slot because it don't have one. So make sure you get the storage side that's going to work for you. A little bit bigger battery than we have in the Galaxy S6, 50 milliamp hours bigger. It's 2600 milliamp hours. It's going to be available, as I mentioned, in black, gold, green, or white. So what can you do with the Edge? There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. Also, it just looks very cool. So if the device is turned off, I haven't done much in the settings, but if you give it a little rub, let it know you love it, you'll get some stuff that'll pop up on the side. You can see now it's got a clock and stuff set up there. It'll give you news and anything else you want to configure. And if you want to configure stuff, which I'm sure you do, we'll go into settings. And now we've got something here for Edge Screen. And I should mention that if you're looking at the Note Edge, the same apps that work on that for the Edge are not going to work here on the Galaxy S6. It's got Edge lighting and Edge people, and what that's going to do to create a row of different colored icons for different people. And if you have the phone turned upside down, it'll glow the color of the people that are calling, so you can see who's messaging you. You can see what other things you can do with the Edge. And of course, we will test all of this when we do our full review. It's being powered by Android 5.0. It's actually 5.0.2, I believe, and hopefully we'll get 5.1 on here at some point. Let's see what we got. 5.0.2 Lollipop. So you're going to get a kind of a cool combination of Lollipop and Samsung's TouchWiz. Samsung has made this 40% lighter in the bloatware department. You can really see that when you go to apps. There's just that. You got a couple folders certainly, but not that much. In fact, you can remove the Samsung apps that you don't want to use. And of course, Samsung would be happy for you to download more from their own app store. Pull this down, you can see a combination of Lollipop notifications and then the Samsung shortcuts. You can access more or edit how that's going to look depending on what you want to do. It feels really nice in the hand. You don't get that same sort of cool feeling you get with almost bigger bezel on the Galaxy S6, but this phone looks unlike anything else I've ever seen. A question I had when I first turned it on was, am I going to get the full screen resolution, or is it going to sort of cut off where it starts to edge down on both sides? And actually it wraps around. You get the full screen resolution. So I've got Techno Buffalo queued up here, and you can see on the side, getting out to rotate, you can see on the side that it goes all the way through the edges as you're doing the scrolling. So it's a very neat effect. It doesn't take away anything at all. I really like what Samsung did with the Edge. You get almost the same specs as you get on the Galaxy S6, but something new and different. So if you don't use the Edge features, you still get the same very highly spec'd flagship phone from Samsung. If you want to see more Galaxy S6 Edge coverage, hit the big subscribe button. We're going to be doing a ton more on this guy. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. We have new videos coming out seemingly every day. Until next time, I'm John Renger from Techno Buffalo. See you guys next video. Bye-bye.